Want to say a few words about this new Crkt M14. Was it M16-04DB deadbolt knife that I got a few days ago? This isn't an unboxing because I got the knife just a few days ago. Inside, they give you a little. They tell you how deadbolt works. They give you a diagram, and they tell you how it works, and then care guide inside, and then the actual blade. It's a pretty good sized blade. It's over 9 inches when it's deployed. It has spring assist, so the spring assist is really it's really strong, really positive. The deadbolt design gives you a button. It's got a nice knurled button that is very intuitive. You press it to close it. Right? You can just close it pretty easily and flick it open. But the thing just it exploded. It gave me an exploded parts view in real life, because what happened is this little knurled button for the deadbolt is just threaded, and it goes into the back on this catch. The catch where the two the two tongues, the metal tongues, go into the holes on the blade to keep it open and safe. But this just screws in. So this just got loose, and then I flicked the knife open and the parts went everywhere. So if you have a little jeweler's kit, okay, which I do, this has got Torx all over it, and I would suggest that you tighten them periodically. Especially, I've had a couple CRKTs where I lost one or two from the clip. The belt clip is very strong, as I've seen on other CRKT knives. This is I think this is a Kit Carson design on this one. So it's not gonna, if you have a belt like this, like a gun belt, good luck. It's much better suited for like a pocket. It's much better suited for putting in your pocket. The clip is way too tight to try to put it over a thick belt. It's just not worth it. I think your better option is to get a pouch. So yeah, I would say go over the knife periodically, tighten all the fittings, all the fasteners. And then I guess before I go, I'm just gonna, this knife came and it was shaving sharp. They did a great job on the blade, and it definitely was shaving sharp when it came. And it's not anymore because I messed it up a little bit when I was sharpening it, because I had the wrong angle. So I did the trick, which is to color the bright edge of the bevel, and with black marker, and then you find the correct angle by wearing the marker off of the bevel of the edge. And when you are wearing the marker pretty evenly off this, this is obviously a Tonto blade, so you have to sharpen it with 2 separate motions, because otherwise, if you're not careful, you round off this angle, and then you're just a Momo if you do that. So before I go, I'm just going to show you a little bit on sharpening, because sharpening is actually a very complex motion. Now here, this is just a DMT stone. There's a lot of stones you could use, and I also have some electrical. I have a Ken Onion belt thing, which I love very much, but I don't really feel like getting this out for this knife, because this knife is brand new. The edge was perfect. I messed it up, but I knew I could bring it back with just a stone. So what you do, you just put a little water. I just have a little cup of water, and you just put your fingers in it, and then you just dip your fingers on the stones, get a little water on the stone. And then the sharpening a knife it involves, to correctly sharpen a knife, and I draw it away from me on the stone, because the edge is in really nice shape, and I don't want to mess it up. I'm not really going to cut into the stone. I'm going to go away from me, because it really only needs just a fine tuning. And this is a pretty, this is not an aggressive stone. So what I do here is I bring the, I know the right angle of the blade now. It's probably about a 20-degree angle or whatever it is on here. And sharpening involves a few distinct movements, right? So you're pulling the knife away, you're turning it a little bit because the blade does have a little bit of a curve to it, not much, but it's slightly curved, and you're lifting it. So you pull, you run the knife along the stone, you run it this way, you're pulling it this way, and you're lifting it like that. And you're doing it all at once. You're doing it away from you, you're curving the blade, and you're lifting it. So you're doing this motion with the blade as if you were slicing. Like when you slice with a kitchen knife, you're moving the blade like this to actually run the blade through the material that you're cutting. When you cut on a stone, you pull it towards you, but you also rotate it to get the blade, to get the full edge of the blade. And as you rotate it, you lift it a little bit. And that's a complex motion that takes a little while to get used to. But once you get used to it, and you can feel it, you can hear it mostly, that the edge is making good contact with the stone. I'm not using a lot of pressure here at all. A little bit of pressure, maybe the weight of my arm. That's it. Okay. Right, so this is I'm sharpening the main part of the blade. Then for the tanto part, you have to sharpen that separately. So once again, I'm pulling it this way. I'm lifting slightly as I go to get both sides of the blade. And notice that I don't run the tip of the blade off the edge. You're not really supposed to run the tip of the blade off the edge because that will round your tip. And you don't want to round the tip of the blade. You want to keep it as spear point as possible. So even though this seems completely flat, this tanto part, I'm still lifting and rotating a little bit just to make sure that I get every surface of the blade in the pass. And it's not, I don't think it's shaving sharp yet, but I'm getting close. I'm getting close to back where it was, and it's definitely feeling really nice. So the Carson M16-04DB, it's a great little folder. It opens and closes without the hassle of the old designs, which was the double mechanism, which kind of most people have to be shown how to close a knife like that. It's got a very, very positive spring, so when it closes, there's a very small likelihood that knife is going to open unless you actuate it. So overall, I'm pretty pleased with this. This is about a $140 knife. And just make sure you go over it and tighten the fasteners. Hope you enjoyed this little tutorial on how to sharpen a knife. Obviously on a stone you could also cut into it as well, right? So when I have my blade shaving sharp, what I'll do is sometimes I'll make a few passes toward the blade like that, really light passes just to deburr it. I'll just do a few forward passes at the very end, and I get really good results that way. Okay, stay sharp. See you, sports fans.